This
What's
started.
up?
Hello, how are you?
Pretty good. Can't complain. It's been a while. Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. You as well. Hope you had a nice holidays and happy New Year. It's gonna be 2022 is gonna be a big one, so I'm very, very excited to see what's in store.
Yeah, I'm super pumped. We started off with a very precarious market dump. Everyone's like freaking
Yeah.
out. I'm chilling, so I ended up selling a little bit of my stuff, not as much as I wanted to, just enough to pay the capital gains. Am I right? So
Yeah. Oh, for real. Yeah, I guess to start off, because I definitely want to get into what you just talked about. Today, we are going live with the blockchain boy, Lucas, talking all about 2022 crypto influencer predictions. But I guess, yeah, first of all, make sure you're following Lucas, the blockchain boy. Make sure you're following CoinDesk. And, at any point you want to drop some comments, make sure you're giving us likes so that we can get to people's For You pages. And also, if you want to send gifts at all, at any point you can. But yeah, I guess I just want to go back to what you were just talking about. So I think that obviously, if people are coming into 2022 with a bullish mindset, obviously, the last couple of days have kind of just been like, what's happening? People freaking out, not exactly sure how to proceed. So I guess what would you tell people whose expectations have kind of been turned on their head and are kind of feeling discouraged about what's going on right now?
So I think for a lot of people, this is their first real market cycle, and we didn't really see a blow off top like we did in 2017. But we're seeing a lot of external pressure on the market. I mean, we live in a time of uncertainty. They're raising rates again here. We're seeing the energy crisis in Europe going on, Kazakhstan turning the internet off. And then, of course, the whole Russia and Ukraine situation. So I think there's a lot of external factors that are causing the market to correct. Now, if someone, aped into SHIB and they're down 80% or whatever, it's not down that bad. But I would say, take this as a learning lesson. It's not necessarily the end of the world. This is, to a lesser extent, this is exactly how 2018 was for me when I got started and crypto crashed. And I was like, oh, geez, I was looking at some of my holdings, if I had held those, what they'd be worth today. And I was like, oh, my God. So, I mean, as long as you're in solid projects, I don't think there's anything to freak out about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And I guess figuring out those solid projects is important, and, making sure you're doing your own research and keeping up with, people who are saying things, people who are reliable sources, especially in this space. That's important. Yeah, I guess, jumping back to your, crypto predictions, I guess, for the past year / 2022, what predictions did you have for 2021, and what came true and what did not come true?
So I really thought we'd see at least 90,000 to 120 Bitcoin. That was my prediction. We got to 69K, which wasn't even close, and I was really sad about that. I wasn't necessarily calling for 300,000 like certain individuals, but I will say I still think those numbers can be reached given the right market conditions, and I think they ultimately will. I mean, I'm long-term perma bull, but I was warning everybody that this was a possibility. So it is crypto T. So it is what it is. I think that ultimately, I was probably 50% on the money with the crash. I just didn't get the timing right. My initial plan was to sell 60% of my short-term holdings during the month of December. I started doing that. I sold 5% in November, and it crashed. It crashed, and I was like, oh. So I'm still holding 90% of my crypto in total. So I'd say, at the end of the day, though, I did make a lot of plays on altcoins. Matic was probably my best gainer of 2021. That was an 89, 92x, depending on when you got in. Back when I first started my channel. So that was pretty legendary. I'll say that.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, no, definitely having those, obviously expectations can, I guess people are saying a bunch of different things about what they thought would happen in 2021. Obviously we saw a lot of action in different, cryptocurrencies. If it wasn't Bitcoin, could have been other ones for sure. Yeah, I guess kind of getting into what some specific crypto influencers said, because I know that definitely a lot of people had a lot of thoughts in the beginning of the year. And I was kind of just looking back at, what people were projecting for the very beginning of 2021. For example, BitBoy Crypto was talking about ETH exploding and becoming the best investment of 2021. Another one, Crypto Mason, was talking about he said in this one specific video talking about kind of 2021 predictions, you are at more risk if you don't own Bitcoin than if you do. So I guess, what are your thoughts on these? Were you kind of following what other people said? How did these, crypto influencer predictions shape your, thoughts for how the year was going to progress?
I have one question, and you mentioned BitBoy Crypto. Now, I don't know if you know the history that BitBoy Crypto and I have. My question to him is, why isn't XRP at $4? This is why, and this is the influencer predictions is something I've really harped on a lot this year, because
yes,
millions of people watch our channels, and I think it is entirely irresponsible to affirm that something is going to happen and to then encourage your audience to buy that. I never have done that, and I never will do that, and I think it's irresponsible. Yeah. So why is XRP not at $4? That's my question for BitBoy Crypto. He already blocked me on here, so I won't be able to ask him directly, but maybe you can pass the message. That being said, Crypto Mason has done the same thing. Even though he says you're more at risk for not owning Bitcoin than, I forget exactly how he phrased that. I agree with him, but Mason never makes any solid predictions. He just talks about the coins he's invested in, and that's why I have a lot of respect for him. But that's the difference between someone like BitBoy and someone like Mason.
I see. So definitely an influencers who are going to be talking about, specific things they're interested in, rather than telling their audience you need to make these decisions.
Exactly. My channel is about education and showing you the financial journey that I'm on, and I can show you these projects, but I beg people to do their research. I beg people to never ape in without doing research and actually making sure that you want to do this and deciding for yourself. I stay away from the pumpamentals of some of the YouTube content. I try and keep it very down to earth,
Totally. And I think especially, having educational resources when doing your own research, that's what, you strive to do. That's what we strive to do at CoinDesk, making sure to educate the, discovery audience on crypto. So yeah, make sure you're following the Blockchain Boy. Make sure you're following CoinDesk. Drop some likes, drop some comments. If you have any questions on your side, we can take them for now. If they're legit.
So there's some good comments in here. Someone said, you said Quant was overvalued, then it dumped. So this is a good thing I want to talk about here. Maybe you can have some comments on that too. When I see something is overvalued or undervalued, it's not necessarily a prediction, it's my opinion. And I think making that difference to a lot of people, I should make that clearer. Because I've gotten a few comments like that. Even though Quant, after I said it was overvalued, it did a 10% gain and then a 20% dump. So was I right? Yes and no, but I still think it's overvalued. I think as influencers, or I'd rather say as creators, because honestly, I'm in my bedroom right now and I don't know. I don't have the $1 million studio that other people have, but I'd say we should just take more responsibility and lead the way and pave the way for more responsible content and predictions. The Moon Carl on Twitter. Oh my goodness! Every time I see his predictions, it's the funniest thing. He's constantly catching the falling knife. Man's fingers are off his body at this point.
Oh my gosh. Let me see if we have anything. I got one. Why is crypto tanking? Does that mean now is actually a good time to get in? I will kick that over to you. What are your thoughts on that?
So, we've been covering the energy crisis, Bitcoin hash rate dropping. I actually just bought 2 Bitcoin miners. That's going to be sick. Cannot wait to do mining content. But I think a lot of this, first of all, has to do with the interest rates. Second of all, global instability. And third of all, we were already trading in a range, and we could have broken either way, and we decided to break down due to this external pressure. At the end of the day, this is a buying opportunity, but you shouldn't go put all your capital in. I like to set weekly buys and forget about it. And if you catch a down day, it's perfect. You're putting your capital in slowly, and there's less risk. That's the strategy that will work for 99% of people who aren't going to be like me and spend 10 hours a day looking at a computer screen. I think for most people, that's incredibly unhealthy. For me, it's incredibly unhealthy. I'm trying to get better, but
totally.
Yeah, that's my thoughts on that.
Yeah. Awesome. And I would say, I guess if crypto's down, think about, okay, if you've been wanting to get in for a long time, but you're not exactly sure, okay, when is the right time to buy? I mean, I would say, buying the dip can be a great strategy in order to get back up when things correct, when the market gets back to where it was. So you never know, but definitely, always do your own research, follow the blockchain boy, follow
Yeah.
CoinDesk, and yeah, always just, keep up with legitimate sources, especially in the crypto community when there are a lot of people who are just saying things and not necessarily having the actual educational backing slash, content that is well vetted. So yeah, I say we can get into maybe the next couple. So yeah, I guess what overall are your crypto predictions for 2022? What are you expecting to see? And I know we touched a little bit about this when we were talking about DeFi last time, but overall, I guess what would you say? What are your predictions? What are your hopes and dreams?
So my ideal situation would be that we continue to see DeFi flourish, and grow and expand. And I think we're at critical mass. I mentioned this a little bit before. I think crypto is at a point where we're not going to see the entire space basically disappear and become bitter for years at a time. I think that kind of is over for the most part. We can definitely see sustained periods of loss or instability, and I think that definitely is happening. We're seeing that happening now, but I think long term, the space has grown to a point where we can still see this continue to grow as an industry, and that's what I really want to focus on in 2022 is building better and cooler stuff and getting really into like the actual crypto industry as a whole, because that's what I originally set out to do. If I had to make predictions for 2022, I'd say I still think the NFT sector will continue to grow. Mm-hmm. OpenSea did like $1 billion in volume in 5 days. That was insane. Yeah. And the more stable Ethereum is, the better, because everything's priced in Ethereum, the better the NFT mm-hmm. market can perform. I mean, it's kind of funny. Yeah. When crypto slows, NFTs grow. That's what I say. My new saying. I coined the phrase. So I think we'll see the NFT market continue to expand. I think the DeFi sectors will kind of consolidate, and I think 2022 will be the year of interoperability. I think Cosmos Atom is finally getting its day in the sun. Chainlink, all the projects that connect mm-hmm. the projects together, and all these ecosystems and layer ones will have their time to shine. I think ZK rollups will be a huge trend. Mina Protocol, Matic Network. Shout out mm-hmm. to those two projects doing some really cool stuff. Those are my main predictions. I couldn't tell you what the price is doing.
Totally. That's awesome. I mean, I would guess follow-up question on that, because we did talk about this a little bit on our live stream last week with Josh, but I guess how, if you are getting into altcoins or you're looking into stepping into that area, if you've already kind of, learned a little bit about Ethereum and Bitcoin and whatnot, and you're really looking to get into some more projects, I guess, where do you start with that? And for anyone who's coming into the space in 2022, what is the best way to get into that?
So the good news about price going down is it means you have some time, right? You have some time to breathe. You can take a step back and relax, because a lot of this market has been going and there's, this coin and that coin, this trend and that trend. We're seeing a rare period in a bull market, at least, a rare period of quiet and solace. And take that time and research, right? If I was brand new to crypto and I wanted to get into altcoins, I would start on CoinMarketCap. I would start on number 3 or whatever. I think that's actually Tether or something. But I would start, in the top 10, start working my way down, figure out what each coin in the top 100 did, familiarize myself with the ecosystem, the terms. Once you've researched at least the top 100, you'll have a better idea of not only crypto and the whole industry as a whole, but you'll have a better idea of what these projects do, where they're traded, and what their market cap is. So I think that's a good way to sort of get exposure to altcoin research, while also being able to decide where you want to put your money.
Totally. That's an awesome strategy. And I think definitely being able to be in touch with, like you were talking about the top 100, looking at prices, looking at market trends. I guess, yeah, what would you say, besides Bitcoin and Ethereum are going to, step into this place as the top cryptocurrencies. And especially with, obviously this looming Ethereum 2.0 upgrade will officially be complete. How does that impact things for other, layer ones that have tried to fill this void that Ethereum has, had by being a little slower and more expensive than these other alternatives?
So, I mean, we still see massive TVL on Ethereum, even with the slow fees. I think ultimately, though, at this point in time, I don't think Ethereum, it's not winner take all, it's winner take most. And Ethereum will ultimately stay on top. I've always said the ETH killer is still Ethereum. Every project has their ups and downs. And like, I'm not a big fan of Solana. Everyone's like, Solana's going to kill Ethereum. The Solana network is garbage, in my opinion. I think companies, corporations, institutions, they don't want to build on permission networks like HBAR. They want to build on Ethereum, and I think Ethereum will continue to see growth. But the future is still multi-chain. That's why I'm so bullish on interoperability. I'm a perma-bull in the space, crypto to the moon, long term, and I think that seeing these projects be able to scale as we get more and more into the year will be really interesting to watch. But I don't think that like there's one network to rule them all. It's going to be multi-chain. So that's my opinion.
Awesome. Yeah, and I guess following up on, we like touched a little bit on Solana, I guess other, projects that have been prominent. So obviously, Cardano had an interesting year. It was really hot for a second. And then, things kind of started to slow down at the end of 2021. But, obviously the founder, Charles Hoskinson, laid out the plans for 2022. So I guess what are your thoughts on Cardano with this new, promise of these different plans and, obviously people's criticism about the network risking its decentralization. But what are your thoughts on Cardano for the upcoming year given these new plans?
Am I allowed to make a mouth noise?
I mean,
Cardano is about as useful as me. I mean, listen, all love to ADA and what they're trying to build, but like, where are my goddamn smart contracts? If I don't have smart contracts, I'm not going to use your platform, and no one wants to use your platform. And if there's no ecosystem, then I'm not going to make any money because there's no TVL, there's no staking, there's no yield farming, this, that, and the other. Like, I'm waiting. Like, okay, Sunday Swap finally went, and did their thing. What are you going to trade on Sunday Swap? There's like, what are you going to do? What are you going to use it for? I need to see an ecosystem from Cardano before I even like give it the time of day. I sold all my Cardano at the top, not the exact top, like 20 cents close to the top. And oh my goodness, everyone shat on me. And that video got 200,000 views. The comment section was like, oh, can't believe you sold. You're going to regret that. Did I regret that? I would genuinely want to, if anyone was commented in that video, I'd love to know your opinion, because at this point, it's got billions of dollars sitting in there. Almost all of it is staked. But like, what is it doing? It's doing nothing. I need to see more than just promises, and that goes for Ethereum too. I mean, I want to see Ethereum kind of step their game up.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It's interesting how that for a moment it was doing, well, and now it's it'll be interesting to see how it
like. It doesn't matter what something does. It doesn't matter if like your project is literally, a fork of Uniswap with a dog on it. If the narrative goes crazy for it, if the whales like it, if the institutions like it, they will push it. This market is controlled by the whales and institutions. They'll push it and dump their bags. And that's exactly what happened. All you can do is try and hang on, be a little barnacle,
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great analogy. Any questions on your end about what we were just talking about / looks like some more people are joining. If you just joined, hello. We are talking about crypto predictions for 2022. So make sure you're following Lucas, the blockchain boy. Make sure you're following CoinDesk and drop some comments, drop some likes. And anything you want to know. We're just going to keep talking about predictions and hopes and wishes for the new year. Yeah, what'd you say?
He said he sold 70% at the top. Now he said he sold it all. So I did sell 70% of all my Cardano, but I sold after that video. I sold nearly all of it. Like I dumped it completely after it went down another 15 cents. Like I was like, oh, I don't think it's going anywhere. Like at the end
Yeah.
of the day, dude, like trading, like I can say something when I'm trading, and it's still true. I did sell 70% of my Cardano, but I dumped the rest of it real fucking quick. I was not about to start holding that, and I'm glad I didn't because I can put that capital to work in illiquid NFTs.
Totally. Let me see if there's any on this side. A lot of people are asking about VChain. Do you want to take this?
Yeah, so
I guess
VChain has
VChain
seen some really
thoughts.
interesting developments lately, right? Like, so VChain faces the problem that it is like extremely Chinese, and CoinDesk will not list it, I think, because of the ties to the Chinese government. That being said, as a layer one, right, they're like one of two projects that are allowed in China. As a layer one, not just a supply chain cryptocurrency, they're actually making moves. So I'm really starting to consider VChain again as a possible layer one rather than just corporate supply chain like it's been, talked about for years. And we're seeing them start to do this. They're making their own stable coin. That's crazy. Like the fact that they're actually able to do that and still be allowed in China is crazy to me. So I'm looking forward to seeing what gets built on VChain. I know they've got a lot of NFTs, but I think switching to more of a layer one focus will keep them relevant in 2022.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that's great. I really don't know a ton about VChain, so I'm not gonna try to answer. But no,
That's
that's
like
great.
that's my baby.
I learned
VChain.
a lot from that.
I love VChain. I mean, that was what I was buying the whole time. I was like, from 2018 to 2020.
Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely something I personally need to get a little more into. Just doing my research, doing your own research, following the blockchain boy, following CoinDesk, lots of content you can see. We're covering all different wide range of crypto topics. So yeah, let's maybe we can I guess we can keep going. But I guess we talked a little bit about other influencers in the field, obviously. There's a lot of people with strong opinions, but when you are making your predictions for, the new year and whatnot, who are you following? Who are you listening to? What influencers come to mind as people who are really like onto something?
So I don't listen to influencers. I listen to creators. I think that the word influencer is so we need to retire the word influencer unless you're Kim Kardashian because she really be influencing. I prefer creators. Like to me, BitBoy is an influencer. Bare Naked Crypto is a creator. There's a few people on here that I really respect, but at this point, like that list is very short, and most of them are extremely underrated. Anywhere from like 10,000 to 50,000, 60, 70, 80,000 followers. I think like any of the mainstream people, except for maybe like Alex Becker or people on that level, like at least here on TikTok, though, focusing on TikTok, I don't mess with just anybody. I'll say ProVault is really good. He's an OG DeFi guy. He knows what he's talking about. Crypto is good. He's a blockchain developer. Really knows a lot about like the different chains and why things are good, why they're not good. Why would you want to develop on something? Although he messed around with shitcoins a bit, so I was like, what the hell are you doing? But he's back on his good content. Bare Naked Crypto, really great, no BS charts guy. Crypto Weatherman, all the Crypto Knights, I personally asked them all to join the team, and now we've got this awesome kind of community going. So that's Joshua, Jake, and Wendy O. We love the Knights.
Yes, love going live with you all. Really excited to keep doing it this year. It's going to be great. I know I'm going to learn a ton. I hope everyone else learns as much as we're talking about and whatnot. Yeah, awesome. I guess, definitely. I guess let me see if I can get through any
Turbox
questions.
Signals is pretty good too. He's pretty good. He's got his TA on game.
Nice. Definitely. That's something I want to work on is learning my TA. Definitely a good skill. One of my New Year's resolutions for getting my crypto knowledge as best as it can be.
I got to give a shout out to the Crypto Network. So he runs the biggest crypto Discord in the world. That's my boy Rafi. Rafi is probably, outside of the Crypto Nights, the person that I trust and mess with the most. I'm friends with him on a personal level. Like, if you guys are not following the Crypto Network, go help my boy. Help my boy break out of the shadow ban. Get him out of the shadow ban. TikTok has been cracking down on us. He just started his new podcast, by the way, so go show him some love. Tell him I sent you.
Ooh, exciting. I'll have to go check that out. Yeah. I guess we talked a little bit about doing your own research, but what do you think is the best way to do your own research this upcoming year? Given, you know, the rise of TikTok creators and influencers, as we just talked about, in the past year. I know that a lot of people just in 2021 have really blown up on TikTok. So starting off this year, what would be the best strategy for doing your own research?
I'm done telling people to do their own research because, like, it doesn't incentivize people enough, and they just, everyone says it. I'm telling people, go use the networks. If you're going to invest in a project, if you're going to invest in Phantom, okay, great. Go use the Phantom ecosystem, okay? Go qualify for some airdrops while you're at it. Go yield farm and stake. Use the networks you're in, and it's going to force you to learn about them. So if you invest in them, you better learn what the networks are doing. So that's my 2022. You know, I'm not saying do your own research. I'm saying go interact with the network and then learn about it through doing that. And you'll make some money from airdrops if you interact with the right protocols. You'll be familiarizing yourself with the ecosystem, and you'll actually know and be able to apply that knowledge. Frick doing your research, go use the ecosystem.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Definitely the best way to get exposure and actually understand how the space works is to be in it. You know, and making sure that if you are putting money into projects, you know, you are okay losing it all. At least that's something, you know, we've talked about before on when, you know, doing your own research and just getting into the space. Yes.
This is a fantastic comment. We used to compare hype metrics and socials, but now's the time for deep diving into the tech. Oh, I'm going to make a video on that comment. Oh my goodness, that comment is so right. Ooh. Like I said, moment of silence, people. We can dive into the tech and not miss out. Now is the time to put your head down, nose to the grindstone. Like, get out there, go stake some coins, go, you know, mint some NFTs, do something.
Yeah.
You know?
So true. All right, let me see if there's any last questions. We only have a couple minutes left, so we can just get to any closing thoughts, anything, any questions people have. If you have just joined, have not done so yet, follow the Blockchain Boy, follow CoinDesk, and
show CoinDesk some love. They're trying to grow on TikTok. They're awesome.
Yes.
Thank you. Go support the homies.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a ton. We definitely just want to continue this year to be putting out exciting, engaging, accessible crypto content, because now is the time. Now is absolutely the time to be getting into the space. Yeah. Oh, someone just asked, how do you make passive income in crypto for beginners? You know what? We have a video on that, how to make passive income through crypto, through DeFi. We even have a piece on our site about through NFTs. So definitely check that out. There are a lot of ways that you can do so. I would say DeFi is probably one of the most popular ways to do that. But yeah, let me see anything else we got here.
So Colovolt's actually in the live right now, and I want to kind of take a comment from him. Security, scaling, interoperability, and atomic composability are the new race. And I have to agree with that. So screenshot his comment and go look up what all that means if you don't already. But I am very bullish on the tech in 2022. If I had to, and that's another thing I'll include in that video, I'm very bullish on the tech. The tech is going to just really, really shine this year. And you know what? Anyone can make money in a bull market. But during a bear market, knowing which projects have the tech and which projects are on the come up will really show who is actually, and I'm not saying we're in a bear market, bearish trend, really will show who's about their stuff. So I'm looking forward to being about my stuff.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's all we have time for. But Lucas, it was such a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining today. Excited to do this again soon. Yeah, and if anyone hasn't done so yet, follow Lucas, follow CoinDesk, and drop some likes. And yeah, we will talk to you all later. Hope you guys enjoyed talking about 2022 predictions. So
thanks everybody. Follow CoinDesk. If you aren't familiar, we're doing these lives with CoinDesk. There's going to be a Crypto Night live with CoinDesk every week, so be sure to tune in. You don't want to miss these interviews. Every interview is going to be a little different. And if you're a creator who's watching and you want to interact with CoinDesk or go live, hit me up or hit them up. I'm sure they're always looking to collaborate more. So much love, everybody. And thank you for joining us. It's always a pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Have a good weekend.
Adios.
Bye.